The right to housing is a fundamental human right recognized in South Africa's constitution. The Human Rights Commission says every person in the country is entitled to adequate housing. The Commission is calling for urgent and collaborative efforts to address homelessness, emphasizing that the state has an obligation to provide shelter.
The state has got an obligation, the municipality has an obligation to give you a home, but sometimes they are unable to do so.
For many who have lived on the streets begging for food, sleeping under bridges, and scavenging to survive life is a daily struggle filled with hardship and despair. Sipho Matebula, a 40-year-old man who has spent years living on the streets of Rosebank and Park Station, battling drug addiction and alcohol abuse, describes the harsh realities of homelessness. He says life on the street is not only physically draining, but also mentally and emotionally exhausting.
There are lots of challenges on the streets. Number one, crime and shortages of food, and we end up having to steal, and you end up having to take drugs. There's no blankets, there's no way to sleep. Some people are getting raped, some people are getting killed, some people are getting their organs taken from them.
For many South Africans, homelessness is not a choice, but a harsh reality of their circumstances. Kanyiso Jeke, a 29-year-old from Germiston, found himself sleeping under Johannesburg's bridges after being retrenched from work. He believes commemorating Human Rights Day is important as it highlights the government's efforts to address homelessness and other socio-economic challenges.
I think it's important to commemorate Human Rights Day, especially when we talk about the right to shelter. Personally, I think government is doing a lot to make sure that us homeless people are accommodated, that we have shelter over our heads.
Those who are still struggling to find food on the streets say that while commemorating the day is meaningful, the government must do more to help them get off the streets.
The government maybe can help us with the shelter, because especially in CPT, there's a lot of buildings that no people that are staying there. So at least if maybe government can help us with some of the buildings that maybe we can crash. Especially, for example, there is a building here.
The right to adequate housing is one of the 7 focus areas identified by the South African Human Rights Commission in order to effectively fulfill its mandate of promoting, protecting, and monitoring the realization of human rights in South Africa. Calvin Dludla, SABC News, Johannesburg.